how I came up with 563 podcast titles. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Why 563? Well, this is the 563rd, at least by my calculation, video podcast. Now, you might be listening to this via our audio podcast, or you might be watching this on YouTube or some other spot, Instagram, Facebook. We're all over the place. We're even on Parler now, everything else. So we're all over the place right now, and you might be visualizing it there or listening to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. But this is 563, and each one had a separate title. Some of those titles have worked better than others. Some of them have hardly gotten any views or listens to at all. But that's okay, because that's kind of the game you play when you're doing a daily podcast / videocast / vlog, however you want to refer to it. But I want to tell you about how we came up with some of those, and a lot of them have been through this process of just plugging it into headline formulas. And some of the best headline formulas we've been going through here on a daily basis. These are the top 35 proven formulas for writing headlines by John Caples in his book, Tested Advertising Methods. You go check this out, and you go straight to chapter 5, and we are on number 15, which says tell a story. It's all about telling a story with your right in your headline. Bring them right into a story, which is why I started out by saying how I did this, because that's a way of starting out a story that people get a little bit of a little taste, a little curiosity, and then they come in for more, right? And you may have done the same thing here. Now I'm going to tell you a little more about this. He says, this is John Caples says in his book, for telling a story, he says, people buy magazines in order to read fiction and nonfiction stories. Therefore, you can get high readership by writing a headline that offers the reader a story. In addition to high readership, this method offers the following advantages. A good story makes your message clear, and a good story makes your message compelling. The effectiveness of stories was illustrated long ago by the parables in the Bible. He gives a whole bunch of different examples, how I improved my memory in one evening, the diary of a lonesome girl, the tallest recycling story ever told, and this is really the classic one. Let me find the picture in here in the very beginning of the book. I think we mentioned this in one of our previous, I'm sure we've mentioned it in more than one of these video casts that we have. And this was an ad that he put out, and says, they laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play, and the whole thing is selling, a course on how to learn the piano. But that's a very famous ad, and it drew people in. It had a really good picture for the time period. I don't even know when that was. I believe this is 1925, if I'm reading it right. This was 1925 when this ad came out, and it did extremely well. It's been one of those top selling ads, and the headline style has been copied over and over and over again because it works, because it plays off of certain emotions, and we won't get into all that, but it also brings a person directly into a story that they want to hear more about. It just kind of pulls you in if you have interest in that type of thing. And same thing with the title that we used here. It's all about telling a story. Give them just a little piece of a story and see if they're willing to hear the rest of it. Stories are the most magnetic thing that you can have out there, and a great way for bringing people in to hear your message, whatever that message is. Whether you're looking to sell something, whether you're looking to bring people over to a cause, it doesn't matter. It's all the same thing, because we're all human and we're attracted all by the same things over and over again. Now, I've got other examples of this in my own book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. You want your own free copy, or you want to find out more about it, go to AmazonProofBook.com. We'll be back here tomorrow with number 16. Let's see, was this 15? Yeah, this was 15. We're going to go through all 35 of John Caples' proven formulas, and tomorrow is number 16. Why don't you come back then? In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.